Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Senor here again, and today I'm going to be bringing you a fire mage guide instead of an arcane mage, because I already covered the arcane mage. I love it, but now we're going to be dipping into the other specs. So today we're going to be covering fire. So let's just jump right into it. Fire is all about burning your victims, maiming them, and just doing flat out pretty good damage. And as our main filler spell, we've got Fireball. And when we get the procs, we're going to blast off some pyroblasts. And then when we're almost there, we're halfway there, we're going to nuke it with an Infernal Blast. And then once we get that ignite ticking, we're going to bust out a combustion. And I did not mean for all those puns to be made. So let's get on straight to the stat priority. The stat I'm still geared for arcane a little bit. I'm building up an arcane set and a fire set, so please bear with me. So our main stat is going to be intellect as always, but our secondary stats, it is going to be flat out crit. Just nothing but crit. You want to have crit on at least on everything of your gear. And then, because fire is very RNG, and it can be quite the bastard to play, and at times it can be amazing to play because you get these crits right after another, and you're just pulling these ridiculous numbers. And then on the other hand, you just get these streaks where you're not critting at all. But you know what? It's good because of this. Oh no. Is that it? Yes, this is it. Enhanced pyrotechnics. It pretty much every time that your fireball doesn't crit, it gives you a buff that increases the crit chance of your next fireball or frost fireball. I don't know why you would be using that, because I just like having fireball instead of frost fire to increase the chance of your next fireball or frost fire bolt to have a 5% more chance 5% chance to crit more. So it kind of helps with that to make it not so RNG, but at the same time it just kind of puts a band-aid over it. But fire's all about those big crits. And our secondary stat is going to be Mastery, which is our Ignite. You burn the target for 23% of over 5 seconds for the damage that you did with Fireball, blah 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 blah. So what that means is 23% of your Fireball is going to be ticking over 5 seconds. And that does stack with each other, but after that 5 seconds of duration after the first Fireball, it falls off. But then if you keep stacking on top of each other, you can make for some serious ignites, and that's where most of your combustion damage comes from, which makes it quite ridiculous. And fire can just be a ridiculously awesome cleave spec, but it can also do some very nice single target damage if you can pull it off. So let's go into the talents. I still take Ice Flows because it's just great to cast while moving. I really don't use these a lot. I know I should, especially in fire, because arcane I'm more likely to be. It's hard for it's mostly a situational thing. Like if you know something big's going to happen, alter time is a great time to, well, hit alter time. And if you know something not like a medium-sized thing is going to happen, then Ice Barrier is going to be a great thing too, because it's on a shorter duration, or I mean a shorter cooldown. And then just for passive things, you know, nope, there goes a mission. And CC 45, I still like greater invisibility. Living Bomb. Please take this. You will notice when you're in a dungeon or a heroic that when you just set off a living bomb and you hit your infernal blast, that spreads your I believe it's your ignite, your living bomb, your pyroblast, and your combustions. They spread it to a couple other targets, 6 other targets within 10 yards. And after the 12 seconds that this is up, living bomb explodes. It hits not only your target on that target, but it hits everything else. And same goes for all the other living bombs. You can do a ridiculous amount of damage with living bomb. So much more than what you would with blast wave and unstable magic. Especially for AoE. Like this, I've been doing a lot of trash runs in High Mall just to try to get a cloak, and it's proving difficult. But I am consistently coming on top of the numbers solely because of living bomb's detonation at the end of its duration, which is fantastic. And this brings on to this 90 tier, Incanter's Flow. If you could time it for all of your living bombs to go off when you have that 20% damage increase, it is a world of difference. And that's also why I'm rocking with Meteor. Kindling is great. I mean, I love it. But I use fire as like a multi-target spec. And Meteor makes for a great spell. It's on a little bit of a long timer, or I mean a long cooldown for what it does, but it does do some great damage, and especially that damage over time for the little flame strike, or like that little zone that you just shot it in. And let's go for glyphs. I like using combustion. I like having the bigger combustions. It deals more damage. And Dragon's Breath, I use it all the time in my AoE. And I took Infernal Blast, because it's just one more target that I could spread that living bomb to. And that one extra living bomb spread could make a world of difference. And when you're in High Mall doing the trash runs for those cloak and waist or belts, it could just speed up the process, and you will see a world of difference when you roll fire with all that going on. So let's get into the real meat of this video, the rotation. So let's start off. Let's say the the tank's gonna be pulling a group of mobs, and actually probably best to go over here, since I consider this like the AoE spec. So I'll definitely demonstrate a single target, but it's pretty much going to be the exact same as single target, but it's going to, well, I'll just keep it up. So first you want to get your living bomb up. That's a priority. And then if you have more than one, you want to immediately Infernal Blast just to get your other living bomb spread out. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about. So living bomb, Infernal Blast, and then you pretty much want to hit your meteor right there and then, right onto the target. Boom, 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 boom. Spread your living bombs again, and then keep up with fireball, and that's essentially the rotation. And use your cooldowns when necessary, like such as combustion. You definitely want something like tell me when to track your, like how powerful your ignite is, because that's what combustion goes off of. It goes off of like how much damage your ignite is doing. Like if your ignite is hitting for, let's just use an example for 10k. It's ticking for 10k every second. Then that would be a great time to use combustion instead of having it only tick for 8k, because then combustion won't do the amount of damage that you're looking for. It's only going to be doing like a portion of what you should be doing. I hope you guys understand. But it is great. Like I have a lot of fun with this spec, and I love seeing myself on top of the numbers solely because one talent, which is Living Bomb. I mean, I cannot stress enough how amazing that talent is. I'm so glad that I picked it up, but the only thing that I'd say would change for encounters is kindling. Meteor, switch it out for kindling if you're doing single target. It just helps out so much because you have those big combustions with the glyph, and since you're critting a lot, or going to be critting a lot, it's going to reduce the time on that big combustion, and you're gonna get it, or gonna be able to get it out more often than what you could when using Meteor. So it's going to equal out in a pretty big damage increase instead of, and plus your tank's probably gonna have to kite the mob and whatnot, and if he doesn't stand it in the Meteor for that total 8 seconds, then you're not gonna be able to get the most out of it. So that's when kindling comes in, and combustion is always going to be a debuff on the target, so it's always going to be hitting him, so there's nothing really to worry about. You could also take mirror image instead of Incanter's Flow when you're single target damage, but I like the passive nature of Incanter's Flow, but other than that, it's a great spec, and I definitely recommend that you guys try it out. And one more thing, Scorch is castable while moving, and it gives you a pretty good mobility. So you really don't have to take ice flows, but it's nice to just cast the fireball every once in a while, and you could take blazing speed. That would definitely help out. But other than that, that is really it. I want to thank you guys for watching. Leave a like if you liked it. Comment down if you guys do get any loot from the new High Mall. I would love to know. And if you really want me to make more videos and you want to come back and see my feed, please feel free to subscribe. I'd love to see you guys on my channel more often. And as always, thanks for watching.